Okay, this is Philip Brooks with a little bit of a funky throat, so excuse me. But we need to try making some ballistic gelatin, or at least a close simulation. As I figured, it doesn't have to be as tough as true ballistics gel because we're not going to be shooting it. All we need is something that's very dense and sticky so that when we insert the blade and try to pull it out, we can tell how difficult it is to pull the blade out of a sticky, squishy substance. So, to that end, since I am kind of broke right now, I've got a container full of jello instead of pure gelatin. Now, the reason why you don't want to do this for true ballistic gelatin that you're going to be shooting at is because there is a ton of sugar in this. But for our purposes, I'm going to test it out. And if it doesn't really work out properly, we can still eat it. That's the good thing about it. So, this is just cheap stuff. GFS brand. Can't see it. You get the picture. But if you look on the English ingredients, right there. See? Sugar, corn sugar, then gelatin. So, we're going to see how that turns out. And this batch is a strawberry flavor, which we do actually use every once in a while for a strawberry pie. But since we don't have a lot of strawberries this year, I don't think that's going to happen. But then we have this cherry, and we never use cherry. Actually, we never eat jello, so I don't even know why we have it. So I'm going to use 9 ounces of it that we are going to mix with 9 cups of water. This is a recipe that I got off the internet, and the recipe is for standard ballistics gelatin. I don't know if it'll work. Like I said, it'll be an experiment. If it doesn't work at all, you'll never see this section of the video. But beyond that, we're going to try it. I've got water on to boil, and we're going to dump our 9 cups of water that have been boiled into this big bowl so that we can melt all of our jello into it and then get it to where it is all dissolved, and then we're going to put it in the refrigerator, and then we'll take it back out once it's solidified and melt it in a pan so that we get all the air bubbles and stuff out. So, and then it'll go back into the refrigerator for, they said, 12 hours. So I might be able to do this, if this works, I might be able to do this test tomorrow. Hopefully. I will be back with you in probably about the time it takes for it to cool down and solidify. We'll see if it does. So, this was kind of a failure. It is actually less solid than standard jello. But I was able to get out and get regular unflavored gelatin. Now, this was a third the price of the Knox gelatin, so I think I'm going to use this because I was able to get 2 boxes, which they are a complete total of 8 ounces. So, with 1/4 ounce packages, there's 1/4 ounce, there's 1 ounce. We've got 9 cups of water to make this. And since it's already partially solidified, I'm going to use only 6 ounces of gelatin, which will end up giving me 10 ounces of gelatin left, to where if I ever wanted to do ballistic tests or anything like that, I have some in reserve. So, we'll do another ounce. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 3 ounces. 3, 4. That's 4 ounces. There we go. Now 1, 2, 3. 1, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So there's that. There's all the gelatin that I think I'll need. I might actually start out with only 4 ounces of extra, since this is relatively jiggly enough. We might start with 4 ounces, see how much denser this gets, because I don't think I'll get to the actual test until the weekend. But I can try it out, see if it is forms itself up nice and thicker. But we're going to get this pan full of water, and we're going to let this steam and soften back up again. And this is what we'll do after the first test, and I get everything cleaned back up and get the fullers in. It'll end up getting remelted down and reformed to where we can do our next set of tests. And then it'll probably get eaten because it's cherry flavored. And we're going to try to keep it as clean as possible. So, we're going to get that done. And then the next scene, we'll see if it actually worked. Because then, I mean, you could do this yourself if you didn't want to. If you weren't going to shoot ballistic gelatin with lead, you could always then put some, use mostly a flavored jello type mix and eat it afterward. But I'll be back. Hello, this is Philip Brooks from Backwoods Brooks Knives, here with the long-awaited first test of a blade without fullers. So, first test is going to be, or first thing to look at, is going to be how much it weighs. So let me get that zeroed out into ounces. It is zeroed. Set that down. 9.199 ounces. Yes. So, I'm thinking that we'll probably, when we put fullers in here, we'll probably be able to get this down to 8.5 to 8 ounces. Somewhere in that range. But, here's what we're going to be using, since I don't have anything else, for trying to measure how much it takes to pull it out of our ballistic gelatin. And we also have a water bottle test. These bottles, we're not going to use both of them now, but if you can see, those lines are at the exact same level. What we're going to do is we're going to time how fast it takes for water to run out down to that line. So we're going to stick our blade in somewhere down here and then time it with a stopwatch until it gets down to here. And that's going to be our hard object leakage test. Now, just from what I know right now, before doing any tests, this one is going to be the one that we use this time round, and this one is going to be the one we use after we put the fullers in. This one will leak faster. How much faster? I don't know, but it will leak faster because this is a hard material. Once I stick the knife in and split it, it will have the fullers to help drain it. But we are going to cut a chunk out of this, and we're going to fill that with water after we've done our initial first 3 or 4 stab tests. We're going to do about 5 of them, I think, actually. Yeah, we'll do 5 for statistical significance. And when we have a hole cut out, we'll stick it in here because this is soft and squishy. This is what I'm thinking is it will conform back and seal off the fullers, since it's a soft, squishy, fleshy material. But that's why we're doing the tests. So we're going to use this, and I figured that it would actually be perfect if I had a trigger tester, because then that would tell us how many pounds, and it would stay marked at how many pounds it took to pull this out. This one's going to be a little bit tricky, but that's why we'll do it 5 times. And then I've just got a simple bottle knot right here. Oh, there we go. And I'm going to stick it right here in this first notch. So let me get the little stand up and set you down. There it goes. Okay. So let's just get this cinched down here. By the way, this bottle knot is an excellent knot to learn. It's a constricting knot, and it's a little bit dark there. Sorry about that. But then it'll hang anything. Okay, so we're going to do this first, simply because it is warm out. So we're going to drive this in right here. And now that's enough. The fuller will come back to here, so we'll have a lot of fuller inside when we do our second test. £4. That looks to be about 4 pounds is where it gives. Stick it in again. Yeah. It might just be our measuring device, but it seems like it's very consistently 4 pounds. Sometimes 4.5. Or rather, not 4.5, but 4.25, because this is dominated into quarters. Okay, let's stick it in another time. There's another 4 pounds. There's a 5 pounds. Maybe this last one I'll stick in, and then I'll actually hold it, because the gelatin wants to swing a little bit. There's 4, 4.5, almost 5 pounds of pressure there. So we're going to go with half, 4.5 pounds of pressure it takes to pull the blade out of ballistic gelatin. And I will remelt this for our second test when we get fullers in there. Slide this bottle knot off real quick, and then put my watch to my stopwatch, and then we're going to take this bottle. We're going to see if it's in frame, which it is. And try to get it a little bit level, and then turn it on. 20 seconds. 30 seconds. 40 seconds. Not too bad. Now, let me take the knife and we'll carve a little bit out of here. Oh yes, and since this is the next time you see the ballistics gelatin, this is just using jello did not work. It does not work. So I had to put in gelatin. And actually, you know what? I'm stupid. It's been so long since I did the video on making the gelatin, since we've had no time to do anything around here. I completely forgot that I showed you using regular gelatin. But let's just attribute it to the hot sun. Let's do that. Now, that is a decent enough hole in there. You can see it'll go down about that far. So I am going to insert the knife right here. We're going to put it about right there. Let it sit. Then take some of this extra water from out of the bottom of the bottle here. See how much pours out. Quite a fair amount, especially since the blade is sinking. Okay, maybe that doesn't work. Maybe next time we'll put it in upside down, because then it won't cut its way through, because this will just sit and slice. It's good and sharp. Actually, I think I'm going to pause the video, and the next time you see me, this will be back out, and I'm going to try cutting this bottle, just for fun. We've got the bottle out now. And I didn't short stroke it. I'd say that's pretty effective. Blasted water all over you. Okay, that's fine. Just an extra added note. If you take the knife, it will just slice right through the bottle. Unless you hit the ricasso, then it won't cut at all. So, the knife is super sharp. Now all we need to do is cut in those fullers. Okay, but that'll be for another video. We're going to cut it off here, and I will come back with, I will upload this and then I'll come back with another video documenting the rest of the process. Okay, signing out.